bow, bow, bow. Welcome back. Welcome back to the iCal Caribbean Reality TV Experience. Welcome to Reality with Tree. This is my tree. Here you get the Black feminist academic Caribbean perspective. This is Black philosophy on reality TV. And right now we are reviewing Love Island and we are on season 8, episode 13. Let's jump right in. So the episode starts with Aniyah and Trinity. We have to start hearing Aniyah bitch and moan again about KC. This sis is so clueless. And does she have difficulty understanding like the most basic shit? She says that he feels restricted. He says he feels restricted. Huh? You asked him, he said no. Are you slow or are you lying? I just tell me. So I hate this conversation and I really wanted to fast forward. But anyway, we move on to KC. KC is having a chat with the ops that he does not know. Ops meaning Zach and Bryce, our, seventh couple? Yo, we really don't be knowing the snakes in the grass. So he mentions about she wants me to be serious all the time. Again, where is this elevator? Is this elevator stuck in your throat? Why isn't it going up to the head? She literally said, when we are having serious conversations, I would want you to give me like that seriousness. The frustration. But Bryce and Zach obviously use it as an opportunity. So Bryce comes in and he says, Aniyah is trying to lock Casey up and make sure he is tight. Then we have Zach saying, boy, Zach is so good at his game. Zach is so good. He tells Casey, you might need something a bit more. So Casey is like, yeah, and takes a moment to think and is like you and Kata. Like, B, that is not the couple you should be wanting to emulate. Trust me. Trust me on that. But anyway, well played, Zach. Well played, Zach. Love Island. Well played. And Trinity then asked Aniyah, what does she want to do? Now she says, well, she really likes him. Aniyah, behave yourself. Fear is the most debilitating factor in our life. Like, a lot of what we don't achieve comes from fear. So I just need this girl to be shaken up. In diary, she says she cannot figure out what is in his brain. And can you figure out what is in your brain? We are trying to figure out what is happening upstairs there. I feel like we have to like sift through cobwebs trying to figure out what is happening with Aniyah. And then she's like, she about to be a bad bitch. I'm like, no, bitch, you're a good bitch. I was trying to find the opposite of like bad bitch, and bad bitch is a good thing. So if the opposite of bad bitch is it would have to be good bitch. But good bitch it said something else. Ah, language. You have taken a hold of me. Um, so apparently both Casey and Aniyah came out of the conversation hearing like completely different things from what was actually said. Throw the whole black couple away. God, throw them away. So Caleb pulls Jen for a chat. He thinks that it is his decision to go explore, apparently. Not that Kenzie was like, go off to pasture, friend, because I will keep doing what I'm doing. So I need you to do what you want to do so that I feel better about playing the two of you and stringing you along. Right? But he says, at least Kenzie will know that he's not in her back pocket, not where. Hey, not where. He still does not blame Kenzie And he is actually excited about where he is with Kenzie Boo. Kenzie is playing Kenzie and Sincere, same boat. Kenzie started by lying by omission. Sincere lies blatantly. Now Kenzie shifted into lying blatantly. Well, maybe it's still by omission because all the sneaky things she be doing, she just be leaving them out. Anyway, what a woman. I want to. Caleb is like still saying that she is a good woman or whatever. Like, I want to get this allowance to move through the world recklessly like that and not be called out on it, not be blamed, not be, whoa, hey, the freedom of a white woman. Mercy. Lord have mercy. Move on to Zach and Bryce. Zach thinks that the hideaway has the girls wanting to be doing stuff with them with the men's, right? Because Zach sees himself like now he sees himself as the puppet master and he feels like he's the one that people have to look up to. Like they're the ones who will chart the waters and everybody will follow. So Zach is proud of himself. Um, so Bryce asks how he's feeling, and he says now there is a high expectation to be close. He likes her, but he is worried. You don't like her. You're just happy that you got the thing. And I think at this point you're now checked out. And now you're trying to figure out what your feelings for Bryce are. So they speak on Trinity. Bryce thinks she is really into him. And Zach asks if he thinks Trinity wants to up their closeness. And Bryce is like, well, yeah. And last night he had to stop Trinity. Kata and Trinity, you in danger. You in danger, girls. You are in danger. I do not want those white men for these black girlies, okay? Just let them couple up with each other and let these girls find people who actually appreciate them. Again, do not go into those interracial relationships lightly. Vet these people. Okay, let me tell you. Ask them this question. Do you know the difference between Malcolm X and Martin Luther King? If they are able to answer, then you could go ahead. Otherwise, it's a wrap. Trust me. It's kind of scary because you go into those relationships because everybody wants to be like, yeah, I'm not racist. I have black friends. I date black people. I sleep with black people, etc. And then when it comes to the nitty-gritty, these old tropes, these old storytellings of certain races and what we should expect from them, that is heavily embedded. Unless you mind that, flesh it apart and see what is real and what isn't. See through the weeds. Then you can begin to start to think about yourself as somebody who is beginning to be beyond the arwoodicism. You understand? Don't just take it lightly that somebody says, oh yeah, I'm not racist. But are they holding on to those tropes? Are they holding on to these inscriptions attached to black bodies? And I'm not seeing that here. I'm not seeing any letting go of anything attached to black bodies. And it's very concerning. So anyway, we move on. Mel happily recants her convo with Sincere to Kata. They're in the dressing room. And then Kata celebrates with her, and then Saul walks in while she's doing like pinky swearing with Kata. And like you could see Mel is just so happy that Saul came in at this moment. And she literally like pulls like her hair ponytail or whatever down and flips her hair. And that was literally the I got my man back, but in her language. And Soul picks that up. She picks up on it like immediately. Woo! This is some like for me looking at this episode, it was a lot of scary human behavior. And it's like when you're in it, you don't really see what is happening on a day-to-day basis. But human beings are scary. Human beings can be so scary. So anyway, Gabe asked Sincere about his conversation with Mel, and he says that's exactly the conversation he was looking for. So while they prep for bed and I still bitching and moaning, Saul speaks about seeing Mel speaking to Kata and the pinky swear. Mel was very loud with that statement, and Saul picked up on it. So Trinity asked Kenzie if she had a chance, if she would go back to Corbin, and Sis literally says she does not know. And I'm like, one top player things. Ooh, this girl. Then she goes in her sad voice. She does not want to keep switching beds when that's what she has been doing every day. Switching beds. Like she will be with Caleb in the night, then jump into a secret kissing with Corbin. This girl, wild things, and getting away with it. So Zach and Bryce, of course, are in bed together where they really want to be. And Trinity comes in and has to chase Zach out. We have lights gone out. Kenzie's making out with Caleb like he's the only one in the world. Saul and Sincere, same. Humans are icky. Icky. Corbin and Mel are making out. Oh, Jesus Christo. And of course, Gabe releases the dragon on Jen. Because why not? Y'all remember that song? Y'all gonna make me unleash the dragon. Well, of course, I Caribbeanized it. Anyway, it's morning time. Bryce can't wait to jump into bed with Zach. Jen is too excited about her night with Gabe. This girl is cheesing. She's on cloud 9. Casey speaks about his irritation with Aniyah that we all feel. And now she's saying she's confident in their connection. Kuye doctor. Kuye doctor. Call the doctor for Aniyah, please. Find that elevator and push it up to her head because we need some thinking. We need some actual thinking here. So while Caleb takes breakfast to Kenzie, he made a hot pancake. Corbin wonders if he should be making a heart-shaped pancake too, because he's seen Caleb do it. Corbin prepares breakfast for Mel, and he brings it to Mel. And that was so nasty. That was such a nasty move. I started calling this boy Pussy Coon. Cause how you can let a puss whip you so hard that it bring out the coon in you so hard? Jesus Christ. Okay, I need to stop mentioning. I'm sorry, I keep mentioning people's God's names. But why? Why did this boy make a heart-shaped pancake, bring the plate to Mel, show Mel the heart-shaped pancake? Mel thinks it's cute, then calls Kenzie, shows her the heart-shaped pancake, letting Mel know in this moment that the pancake was not for her. Kenzie comes across and right in front of Mel, they hug and kiss. And this puss-coon runs out of the dressing room so happy that he accomplished that. Like, B, is everything okay? Is everything okay upstairs? Because something's... I feel like they need some church in that house because, Lord. So you're using Mel to get to Kenzie, not considering Mel's feelings. While yes, Mel is using you, but not as callously and without care as you using Mel. Because the way you are so ready to kick Mel just so you could get to Kenzie, it's rather concerning. So puss coon you be. You cooning for puss. It is not okay. I think like I feel like I'm losing my zen watching Love Island. And instead of production showing us Aniyah appreciating the plate that Casey brought for her, they run to cut to that. Because of course they will only show us Aniyah and Casey, not when something good is happening with them, but when they have caused chaos between the two. So anyway, we move on. The girls encourage Mel to go for Carbon, not knowing that this girl done kiss Sincere. Hey, hey. And then we have our new MAGA chat. So we have a MAGA chat group. We have a pro-white chat group, and that is Jen, Kenzie, and somehow Soul is in there, but she does not know she is not in there. So you need to wake up also because you're just being used by Kenzie. Because here is what the situation is. The person that one of the people that Kenzie really wants is attracted to this black woman, this Latina. And she is now full out on in war with Mel without Mel knowing that she has a pitchfork running behind her. Running behind her with a pitchfork. We will not say a burning cross with a pitchfork. Oh, yo, 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 yo. And she will do whatever she has to do to get rid of Mel. She hates Mel so bad at this point. But anyway, Soul speaks about Sincere. Sincere makes her feel safe. And Sincere is pure energy, calls her little nicknames. That beloved thing. I think we should start calling Sincere beloved. Kenzie speaks about Corbin, how they both miss their connection, and he gives a reassurance. So interestingly, Jen says, I wonder if he's telling Mel that. So Mel is on the hit list. And then Soul is joining in on the negativity and says, I think she can effing see it. But Soul, they're waiting for you to leave for the real tea to come down. So as soon as Soul leaves, Kenzie picks up her friend and tells her what happened, what actually happened with Corbin. So, sis, it's only half of you that's allowed in that crew. You understand? And revels in the fact that Corbin showed the heart right in Mel's face. And then Kenzie says, with this like mean look on her face, she's like, I need that shit. That was so scary, y'all. That was so, so, so scary. Zach and Bryce talk to Sincere. They ask him the tea. He tells him about him and Mel saying that they miss each other. Then he still says he's confused. Sincere, I say good day. Goodbye. Anyway, Mel and Corbin go for a chat. Postcone asks her how she feels about him giving Kenzie the pancake, and she admits that it makes her feel weird. So you know you did her dirty. That was nasty. Then she says, well, it makes her want to push him away and towards Kenzie. And this guy opens his mouth and says, don't self-sabotage. Don't self-sabotage where? Because you did it right in her face. She doesn't have to question if that's what you want. You did it right in her face. You disrespected her. Puskun. At least they're using each other, but he is just going about it like in just a nasty, uncaring way, and I can't deal with it. While they're speaking, Kenzie and Caleb are having a conversation, and he asks her how she feels seeing Corbin and Mel. She lies, saying that it was harder before, but now it is easier because of him. And Caleb says that he feels like she's tuned more into him now. Boy, you ain't even know. It's probably guilt tuning in because this girl is not tuned into you. So in Diary, she's saying that she's trying her hardest to put herself first. And sis, you're not trying to put yourself first. That's what you've been doing. Kenzie first always. She even says she feels closer to Caleb, and we know that's lying. So I don't know if she's just lying to us or lying to both us and herself and Caleb and Corbin. It's a mess. So then we have Soul and Sincere having a conversation. They cuddle. He gives her all the reassurances. She says she's happy. And I wish that he didn't play on her emotions that much because then he says, like, I want to know every little thing about you. Like, he makes her feel like she matters so much. So he's putting her up on this pedestal that he's going to really, will see him shove her off that pedestal. And that is so unfair. That is so unfair. I hate to see my black sisters being treated so callously in that house. And we continue because Zach and Kata have a conversation. She is all over him. Oh my God. And he looks like so like unimpressed. And I feel like she senses that something is not right, but she does not tap into that. She doesn't want to face that little monster poking its head up. He gives her the heads up that he will be exploring when a bombshell comes in. Kata, the man don't want you. Kata, this man don't want you. Not now. He just wanted the thing. He get the thing, and that was it. And a lot of you don't know that it is all about that having sex with a colored person, having sex with a black person. That's all it is about. And then they go back to what is safe. With him, though, what is a little difficult is who he really loves is Bryce. So he's grappling with that. Anyway, so Trinity gets a text for recoupling. They will each write a letter to the person that they want to couple up with. And yep, games will be over. Sincere and Kenzie, the games, it is time to end. Of course, Zach asks if he can write to Bryce. You should. Like, I think Love Island should have allowed him to write to who he really wanted to write to. You know? Is he bi or just gay? Like, we're trying to figure out at this point. I don't want to speak on somebody's sexuality, but the way he's treating Kata and the way he's treating Bryce, it's completely different. And I really want better for Kata, even if that means Zach coming to terms or being open with his sexuality. I think that would make things a lot clearer for everybody involved. Now, Aniyah wants to know. So they're writing the letters to the person that they really want to be in a couple with. And now Aniyah really wants to let Casey know how she feels about him. Saul says that she feels people's feelings are about to get hurt, and I think she's high-key speaking about her own self. Now, Aniyah is freaking out about the possibility of not getting a letter from Casey. You were playing stupid games. You were treating him so badly, and now you want to be anxious about whether you're going to get a letter or not. So Ariana rolls up, and we have the copycat singles inferno situation. So if a boy and girl have both written to each other, they will be coupled up. Otherwise, they will be left single and vulnerable. So we have Trinity and Bryce going first. Trinity is so into him, and Bryce has like his little smile or whatever. They write to each other. She is happy. Bryce is in love with somebody else. But anyway, even when they go sit, he does not even like give energy to her. He kind of like is away from her. Jen and Gabe. Why do they keep sharing that ugly brown dress? Like, please burn that dress. Jen is cheesing so hard. She's so happy with what Gabe wrote. Gabe is good. Gabe is chill. So then we have Aniyah and Casey. Casey, oh my God, Casey is blushing and they write each other. They finally get to hear what the other person has been trying to say for the longest while. It's interesting that she mentions that her life has been like a fairy tale and she feels like she's a princess waiting on her Prince Charming. I told you that this girl been looking at too many Disney films. Y'all, don't let your girls watch Disney princess movies. Like, don't allow it because that is what happens at the end, especially if they see that their parents have a good relationship. It messes them up trying to like find a relationship, messes them up in the sense that there's a reality that they have not been exposed to. And we need people to go into those relationships understanding that it could go either way. And it's more often not a fairy tale than actually being a fairy tale. But anyway, she wants to keep her fairy tale journey going. Love Island, y'all tried. But just as my student once told me, Beth Meg Pui Among. When that child said that, I literally died. It means the skinny cow got stuck in the swamp. And I think that's what, like, Love Island really tried to mess that relationship up. Me Beth Meg La Pui Among. That skinny cow, let's hope it never gets out of the swamp. I turned into Sincere right there. Kayla's facial expression when the two of them, when KC and Aniyah kind of like link up, it's kind of concerning. But anyway, I would just keep my eyes on you, Kayla. So Kayla and Zach go, and Bryce does not like that letter at all. Do you think like low key they might be chatting when the cameras are down and telling each other like they're really into each other? And now like they don't really want to be in their couples? Because something strange is afoot. But that letter was so lame. In her letter, she tells him he puts her in her place when she needs to get checked. I'm like, girl, you don't need anybody to put you in your place. Especially with that Haitian blood in you, you do not need an Englishman putting you in your place. You hear me? Stop that nonsense. Anyway, now for the actual real tea. Kenzie and Caleb. Kenzie has two letters, as expected. Caleb wrote a beautiful letter. And Caleb opens his mailbox, and there is no damn letter. Beth Meg Puyamong. Love Island. The skinny cow is left in the swamp. It cannot come out. So Kenzie reads her letters, boy, and her life is amazing. Then we have Melanie and Corbin. Corbin only has a letter from Kenzie, so we know what Mel did. Postcone is on cloud 20. So he's in his relationship now, back with his woman, with his white woman, and Caleb is left single and vulnerable, and he has to sit alone. Tough, 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 tough. So anyway, we are left with Melanie, Sincere, and Soul. Soul wrote a beautifully poetic letter to Sincere that he is so undeserving of. And Mel also wrote a really nice letter. Soul opens her mailbox. Bekekek. Not a single letter. Whoa. But she didn't peep that shit. And she said she had actually sensed that. Mel opens her mailbox. Happy as a lark. Reads her letter from Sincere. Of course, it's filled with analogies. It is a nice letter, though. And Saul is looking down, man. All of this played out with like people being so selfish. I think human beings by nature, they're very selfish and they're thinking about how to preserve themselves, how to preserve what will advance them further, and they would use anybody to get to that point. And I think I'll end this with saying that human beings are scary, very scary. And we need to keep our eyes open to see what will happen. We need to keep our eyes open to see what comes out of like this recoupling. And we need to see what is going to happen come of Soul having that conversation with Sincere and what lies he will tell her about why he chose Melanie as opposed to her. And then Kenzie doing the same thing. It's just too many dishonest people in that house. Anyway, we've come to the end. They have their tribute for their executive producer that I couldn't care less about because the agenda will keep agendaing. So anyway, hope you enjoy the rest of your day. I'm sorry this was so heavy. I think I was mad throughout the entire episode. Enjoy the rest of your day. I will see you on Friday. Bye.